I'm live. Hoping you are too. Hoping you're having a great, what's today? You see, the week has flown by so fast. Can you believe we're on Thursday already? I can't believe we're on Thursday already. Anyway, thought I would pop on and see how everyone's doing. Hey, how are you? Where are you signing in from? Let me know where you're coming on from. It's always great to see all my peeps in the house. I'm waving, I'm waving, I'm waving, I'm waving. Yes. Hello, IG. Hello, Facebook. Hello, YouTube. It is Thursday afternoon where I am. It's 2. You're in South Africa. Okay, so it's 4 o'clock where you are. Let me see. Can we see some people on Facebook? Good morning, Jessica. How are you? Hey, Nande, how are you? How are you doing? Let me see. Oh, Kingston, Jamaica. I love it. I love it. Hertfordshire. Teresa! Girl. How are you? Looking good, sounding good all the time. That's my sis in Chicago who has the most amazing voice. When I grow up, I'm going to sing like her. Let me see. Who else do I have on here? Michigan. Hi, Jessica. Hi, Faith. How are you? I am good. I'm perky. Oh, I miss you too, Nande. When are you going to come and visit us? You have to come and visit us soon.
Literally, Nande, we just
Nande, you have to come and visit us. I'd love to have you in Ghana. I'd love to have everybody in Ghana. So just know, put it on your notes that Michelle is planning a Come Home with Michelle tour to Ghana in November, January, and February of November of this year, January and February of next year. Everybody should be vaccinated up and ready to travel by then. Okay, Georgia in the house. I love it. Sacramento. Yes, I had to wrap the head. Taker said, you need to do a live. I said, do I really? She said, yes. So this is what you're getting. You're getting the head wrap today. But I got to get my hair done. You know, I'm going to tell you something between me and you. Don't tell nobody else. I have not had my hair done in years. I think I've had braids done twice. And then during COVID, I did my own twist. I was so proud of myself. But, I used to keep a weave, keep it all flowing and stuff. I've been wearing wigs for years because it's just easier and letting all my natural hair grow out. So, yeah, see, this is it. It's all natural. All natural. South Florida is in the house. Buffalo, New York. Love that. Hi, Myra. Hi, Donna. How are you doing? Let me see. Dot. Hi. God bless you back. Okay. Ruth Paul from Singapore. Singapore is one of those places I've always wanted to visit. That is on my bucket list of places to go. Hi, New York. Moya is in the house. Chicago's in the house. I'm going to be heading to Chicago probably in June, and Michigan. Hi, Michigan. My parents are in Michigan, and it's time for a visit. Oh, yes, I have gone natural. It's so funny because people sometimes they post on my site, have you ever thought about going natural? Like, baby, I've been natural for years. You just haven't seen it because it's not always been in its finest, but I've been au natural for years. Hello, London, England, Indianapolis, Idaho, Cape Town. I was just reaching out to some people in Cape Town today. It is so beautiful there, and I miss it. I love all that breathtaking scenery and the good restaurants, the good fish, and sushi. Oh, my goodness. When I come to Cape Town, that is it for me. Toronto, Canada. Yes, I haven't been to Toronto in years. When I was in advertising, I was in Toronto for about 2 weeks shooting some McDonald's commercials, went shopping in Youngstown. I've been to Ontario, I've been to Winnipeg, and I've been to Vancouver. So I love Canada. It's beautiful. Memphis, my pancake house is in Memphis. Oh, thank you. My backdrop is a painting done by my dear friend, Wanaki Pugh. You can find her on Facebook. She is one of the most amazing secrets when it comes to art. She does amazing paintings, and I have several in my home, and this is one of my favorite. Memphis, Tennessee is in the house. Been there preaching at Whalem's Church. Yes, yes, the Whalems. Love it. I've been to Nashville quite a bit. I've got some fam in Nashville. I love the Pancake House there. That's the place. And they took me to this really, I know I'm talking about food a lot, but I do love food. I am a foodie. Anybody else out there a foodie? I am a die-hard foodie, a live-hard foodie. I'm not going to use the word death in my vocabulary. I love food. Oh, praise God. Anyway, so I want to come to Jamaica. I've been there several times, of course. You know, part of my family is from Barbados, so I'm a Bajan. So, you know, I love the islands. And Philippines is in the house. Oh, right. Yes, I have some people in the Philippines. I was doing a Bible study for people in the Philippines a while back. Let me see. The food is good, Nande. Oh, my goodness. There's some restaurants there on the pier that I just love to go to. Nigeria is in the house. Okay, Mississippi. I love it. Everybody's logging on. What time is it where you are? That's the other thing that I need to know. Okay, so you are in Jamaica, but from Cape Town. Yeah. So anyway, I just wanted to come on and just encourage people today. I feel like we're heading towards that mid-year slump. You know, I cannot believe that we're heading into May already. And yes, I'm going to Barbados soon. I see my peeps. You know, I went to school in Barbados. My mom is from Barbados, and I spent the first part of my life in Barbados. So I have a very big soft spot for Barbados. So I was just talking to a friend of mine saying I need some flying fish, and I need some falernum, and I need some cola tonic, and I need some coconut drops. I know it's all about food today, people. I don't know why I'm in food mode, but I'm in food mode, okay? I am really going to get to talking about some relationship stuff in a minute, but you have to allow me to have my moment when it comes to food, because I am a foodie. Oh, it's 9:30. It's 10:27 p.m. in Singapore. So you are literally 8 hours ahead of us. Wow, you are like on the other side of the world. I'm going to make it to Singapore. It's 10:26 in Detroit. 10:20. Okay, so Jamaica, so the islands is on Eastern time. Now I got that in my head. Remember that when we're posting stuff, that the islands are on Eastern time. Jamaica is on the same time as Atlanta and Detroit. What is my favorite food? Well, let me see. In Ghana, my favorite food is cassava fish, jollof rice, wache, and the bread on the road to Cape Coast. Those are probably. Oh, I love eba, and I like red too. So those are my favorite foods here. And I love groundnut stew. Ooh, that is divine. That is like a little heaven right here on earth. Okay, Melody, you're going to be my foodie twin. Good. I'm so glad. I have some people that understand I'm talking about. There's someone on from Kenya. I've been to Kenya. I got a whole armload of those beautiful beaded bracelets when I was there. I need another trip so I can stock up on some stuff like that, because I'm planning this new fashion line, and those bracelets would be perfect with my line. Be gorgeous. I love you too. I'm trying to just pep myself up because tonight Relevance is singing at a church in town. Oh, you want me to do a Ghanaian food cooking tutorial one day? Yes, we can do it. Actually, we have one posted, right? What were we making? We were making eba.
Yeah.
Yes, on my YouTube channel. But you know what? I'm going to get in the kitchen with my cook, and we are going to do some more. Yes, jollof rice, just like Nigeria. And yes, of course. We're right next to each other. And you know that Nigeria and Ghana has a little contest going on about who has the best jollof rice. Now, between me and you, Ghanaian jollof rice is the best. But that will start a war on here. So we'll just keep that between us, okay? Yes. But I'm sorry, I got to stand by my jollof rice in Ghana. It is so yummy. I love it. My favorite African musician. Now that's an interesting one.
She doesn't have one.
Oliver. I like that song. Is that Davido or D'banj? D'banj.
Sing it for
Oliver Twist. Yeah, that's my song. I love that song. I love that song. And what's the other one I like?
If I tell
Yeah,
you
that I love you. Oh, hey, hey. That's the other one I like. I love that song. Oh my goodness, yes. So anyway, okay, so glad to see you, Michelle. And don't forget how your book, Finding the Right Woman, helped me on my journey to find my life partner. Oh, see, I love it when the men give praise reports, because I know that you all don't know it, but I did write a book for the men on how to find their mates. And I had so many thank yous from the men. I need to re-release that book, Finding the Right Woman for You. You know, publishers always say men don't read, but I disagree highly, because I had a great response to that book. I love Jonathan Butler. Are you kidding me? You know what? Now, see, you tapped in on that, because I was actually going to say Jonathan Butler and Hugh Masekela are my favorite African musicians. Okay. They really are. And I know Jonathan, and he's a lovely man of God. And I love, love, love his music. Falling in love with Jesus. Yeah, South African. Falling in love with Jesus. He did that song. Falling in love with Jesus is the best thing I've ever done. Oh, yes, he wrote that. Okay, so anyway, do I mentor new writers? I am actually working on a writer's masterclass right now. So you will have the option of, you can either purchase coaching sessions with me for me to help you with your writing, or you can wait and take the master class, which we will be launching when? July? I think in July. It's going to be amazing. I'm going to teach you the basics, and then we are going to have a section on the next level where I will have all the experts teach you even more stuff. Editors, PR people, the business of self-publishing or publishing. And I'll have a couple publishers on there as well, and editors. So you'll have actually access to an entire group of people that can assist you with your book. And then I will actually help you put your book on Amazon. We will design your book cover for you, get it formatted, and get it up on Amazon. I am not taking your royalties. I'm only charging for you to for the initial work to put it up. But I call it the Kickstarter program, because a lot of people just won't do it till somebody pushes them to do it. So that will be coming down the pike. I am working. And yes, I will also be telling you about how to market your book after you've published it. So all of those things will be in the Writer's Masterclass. It's called Right to Be Heard, and we are developing the curriculum for that right now. So you will be able to take that class. Oh, you're in Lagos. You know, I am missing Lagos, because I'm usually there about every 4 months, and I now have not been there for, over a year.
2 years now. February 2019 was the last time.
February 19 was the last time I was there? Wow. I'm missing Lagos, because, you know, I have a couple digs there and a couple designers that I love in Lagos. You know, they just have a passion for fashion on a whole other level. So I love coming there and seeing all my friends and going to the churches that I love there. This Present House, House on the Rock, you know, so many great churches and so many amazing men of God in that city. So I'm really, really missing Lagos. Oh, great. Well, Dot, I will, you know, just stay plugged in. If you're not on my email list, make sure you go to my website at michellehammond.com and sign up to be on the mailing list. That way you will get mail letting you know when these programs are launched. And if you don't see letters from me, check your spam, because usually initially, until you opt into the subscribe, they might go to your trash. The other thing I wanted to tell you is, what's my Ghanaian name? My Ghanaian names are Ayodele, which is really the Nigerian name. And then my Ghanaian name is Abina, because I was born on Tuesday. Okay. So, or it can be Abina or Araba, either one.
I know, but which one do you go by? Because you can either say Araba or Abina.
I don't know. Depending on the relative, some call me Araba, some call me Abina.
You can call her Araba and Benedict.
You gonna call me Araba, okay? What else do you want to know? Okay, you're going now. Okay. Anyway, what I wanted to talk about is the choices that we make in relationships. The choices we make on who we're going to be in the relationship, and the choices we make on who we attach ourselves to in relationships. You know, I think I shared with you before that there are three categories: the friend, the freak, or the forever. And I'm telling you right now that you will be treated the way you position yourself. So it's very, very important for you to know what your posture is going to be moving forward. And that's based on what you know you want. Okay. Okay. Oh, somebody's writing. The Power of Being a Woman saved my life around 2009. After reading it, you came to Rivers Church and I got saved. Wrote you a letter just to thank you for your obedience to the call of God because it saved me. The message you preached was, it's not about me, it's all about God. You sang a beautiful song. Oh, thank you, Tracy. You can actually get that song on my website called It's Not About Me. You need all three. What do you need all three of? Oh, I just received my Wounded Hearts and Renewed Hope meditation book, Healing Made Easy. Oh, wonderful. Okay, great. I'm glad. I live to help people. That's my thing. I have a passion for empowering people to live their best life and have their best relationships and live to their fullest potential in Christ, because God created you with a glorious design in mind. He wanted you to live a life of pleasure, reflecting his glory. And in that space, we have victory in our lives. Doesn't mean that we'll be exempt from trials or challenges in life, but we will approach it differently. Of course, I speak to married women, Sabina. My book, The Power of Being a Woman, is an excellent book for married ladies, as well as The Diva Principle, which we will be re-releasing later in the year. I have lots of books for married people. So I do speak to them. Thank you. Thank you so much. So it's really important for us to know what the Word of God says, not just know it, but apply it. Because if we don't work the word doesn't work. Can you say that with me? If we don't work the word does not work. So back to the relationship thing, we get to position ourselves how we want to be treated in those relationships. Our posture, our language, what we allow and what we don't allow at the beginning of the relationship has everything to do with where we find ourselves, as well as maintaining the relationship once we get started. I think sometimes we don't do the business of spot checking where we are in the relationship. It's a given that when a man approaches you, it's because he's interested. But then there's a trial period where he decides if he's really interested or not. So you've got to really be on your P's and Q's at that time. I'm not saying that you put on an act, but a lot of men whoosh into your life. I call them microwave lovers. They pursue, and then they get you and they kind of fall off. And that's because we don't pace them during that time, because we're loving the attention. And so we allow them to do the rush job on us, but it usually doesn't go well if we allow that to go on. So it's very, very important that you pace the relationship. And even if you're sitting at home twiddling your thumbs, you need to act like you got a life, okay? This is very, very important. A man should always be trying to figure out how to get more of your time, not running for cover because you're blowing up his phone every 5 minutes. You know that if you've listened to me in the past, I always say the man is the hunter, we are the game, and we decide when we allow ourselves to be captured. So it's very, very important that you have the posture that you're already loved. You're already in love with the lover of your soul. You are full. You are happy. You are satisfied. You are not desperate for attention. And you are standing back, checking this person out, collecting your data. Because as you know, I always say dating is not for mating. It's for collecting data. Yeah. What data are we collecting? Fabric, fit, and finance, right? Fabric is, what cloth is this person cut from? Are they mate material? Okay. Fit, what is their vision for life? Are your values and beliefs are in alignment? And I go into more details in these things in my Love You Masterclass, but I'm just giving you a broad strokes view. Okay. Third is the finance. How much is this relationship costing me? Does it exceed my love budget? Is it depleting? Is it taking away from me, or is it adding? Is it multiplying fruit into my life? Is it making me a better me? Okay. Is it enhancing my walk with the Lord? These are things that you've got to look at. If the relationship exceeds your budget, it's not a relationship that you can take home. Just like when you go to the store and you ask how much something costs, if it costs too much, you leave it right there, right? Unless you're trying to buy it on credit. I think some people do try to buy love on credit, and the interest will kill you. Okay. When you buy love on credit, you usually end up with less interest, but it's costly interest on your heart. Okay. So you usually end up having more interest than the person does. So it's very, very important for you to check out those components, collect your data before you decide that that person is worthy of courtship. Now, courtship doesn't seal the deal. A lot of people court. They court for years, as a matter of fact, sometimes, and still never get married, right? So courtship is when you are still taking in the facts. You are literally, the love is on trial, and you are gathering enough information to come to a verdict on if you want to move forward into a committed covenant with this person. Notice I said a committed covenant with this person, because some people are in covenant, but they're not committed to the commitment that they made. Hello. Okay. No, Natalie. DIVA for me is an acronym of Divine Inspiration for Victorious Attitude. And actually, goddess is not the only definition of diva. Diva actually meant woman of excellence, prima donna. That's why it was used in opera houses for the one who was the best singer. That woman was considered a diva. So I have a different definition for diva. And what I've done with the diva principle, which I'll be re-releasing towards about September or so, is I've taken all the lives of the Bible, the divas of the Bible, Deborah, the judge, Esther, the king's wife, women of excellence in the Bible, and broken down their stories into relevant terms and principles for us as women to use today. So that is my observance of a biblical diva. I used to do diva conferences when I was in the States, and hopefully at some point in time, I'll get back to that. But they were really powerful, life-changing weekends. And so shall we ever travel again? I know we shall. When the doors of the world open again, I will look at doing that again, because it was really, really a powerful weekend. But in the meantime, I do have a Diva Masterclass online that can be purchased. How many hours is that course? That course was 4 modules for 4 hours. So 12 hours of teaching that can be purchased. It's pre-taped. It's on the website. You can, order the class and go through it with the book, which you can get on Amazon. But I will be re-releasing it in September with a new cover and all of that. So I hope that you will enjoy the course. It's empowered a lot of women. Thank you. I enjoy educating women on being women and being successful, godly women. So where was I? I was talking about shopping, dating. Dating is like shopping, That's why you're checking out the fabric, the fit, and the finance of it all. And never let the relationship be more expensive than what you have to give. Sometimes, depending on our capacity for love, we pick the wrong person. We've got a gallon capacity. They only got a pint. We keep expecting a gallon from them, but they just don't have it to give. Now, should you take that personally? No, because, everyone's nurture creates their nature. And that's why it's so important to collect the data before we jump all in with our hearts, giving our hearts away to people that we don't know. We don't know their capacity for love. We don't even know if they know what love is, but we're all in simply because we've been waiting and praying. And, let me bring up another point here. You are welcome, Natalie. Let me bring up another point here that You know, when we talk about being unequally yoked, let's talk about that for a minute. You know, the word tells us not to be unequally yoked together with unbelievers, as is the manner of some. You know, because sometimes we get tired of waiting and we think there aren't enough brothers in the church and whatever, so we make these compromises. But I also know that there are a lot of Christians who just marry somebody that's a Christian that they're unequally yoked with. Did you know you can be an unequally yoked Christian couple? Because your values and your belief systems do not line up, you're not walking in agreement in any other area, that is still an unequal yoke. And so we're going to take a look at what things you need to be looking for when you're doing the interview, when you're doing your observation. Because let's face it, when you go for a job, there's an interview. They find out if you're qualified for the position. Why don't we do that in relationships? There are two things we don't do in relationships that we need to do in relationships. And that is, first of all, study for relationships. You study for every other career in life except the most important career of all, which is relationships. Our relationship with God, relationship with ourselves, relationships with others, platonic or romantic. We have no idea how to do relationships because who teaches on it? Well, guess who? I do. And that's why I've developed the Love You Masterclass. And it is an investment you will not be sorry that you made. It is going to start again in June. June 8th is the first day, right? So we have a discount going on. It is 12 weeks long because I'm serious. I'm going to take you in, okay? We are going to go in and study everything about love. What is it? What does it cost? What do you do when you're in love? How do you recognize love? How do you recognize the right one? What types of things do you need to be looking for in a mate? Okay, is it shallow of me if a guy is really kind and sweet, but there's no romantic chemistry because you're not physically attracted to him? It's not shallow, but sometimes it might be a premature judgment. Okay, and I'm open to questions, people, so you can send in questions. A lot of times, when we meet a guy, let me just put it to you this way. When you meet a guy, don't size him up to see if he's a good spouse. Don't make marriage your goal. Make knowing him your goal, because sometimes he might not exactly be your physical type, but as you grow in friendship with him, he can become your physical type because the other qualities about him beautify him in your eyes. We don't give people the chance to beautify themselves. We don't give people the chance to beautify themselves in our eyes because we make a snap judgment from the beginning on if they're going to be the right person. Oh, this is Prophet Dixon. Do you have his number? Can you tell him we're doing a live and I'll be right back. Hello. So anyway, and I was in the middle of answering someone's question on that line. You have his number, you can call him back?
Keep talking.
Okay. So, you know, a lot of times, what was I saying? I forgot. I got distracted. Oh, my God. Oh, where was I? Somebody help me out. What was I saying? So I can pick up from where I left off. I got so distracted. Okay. I should have put on my do not disturb. So what do I do now? I have to start again? It didn't? Oh, gosh. Oh. Well, we have it from here. I was saying we don't allow people to beautify themselves to us. Thank you, Natalie, for paying attention. Anyway.
Oh, wow.
What?
What?
Sorry, I'm back. I got interrupted by a call. But as I was saying, we don't give people a chance to beautify themselves in our eyes because we make a snap judgment when we meet them. We size them up and decide if we want to couple up with them or not. And that is not the time to make that decision. A lot of times we make decisions and we don't have the information that we need. And that's when we find ourselves either, you know, we either end up hooking up with someone who's a real partner, or we end up hooking up with someone who has potential. Now, I'm gonna tell you something about potential. Potential's okay in your 20s. It's not good after that. Okay. So it is really, really important that you have to make a judgment call on if this person has potential, if they're a project. That was the one I forgot to put on there. So are you dating a partner, potential, a project, or rescue? Now, people, I'm going to tell you, when you date a rescue, you usually end up having to be rescued from the rescue. I'm just going to put it to you like that. So it's very, very important that we collect the data that we need to have to make a qualified judgment on if that person qualifies for the next level called courtship. Now, in courtship, the verdict is still out. You're still gathering information to see if this person is worthy of entering into committed covenant with you. Okay. Committed covenant is when you're committed to the commitment that you've made. Okay. Covenant is unconditional. Covenant is till death do us part. Covenant is I'm committing to this forever and ever. Amen. Till I go home to be with Jesus. Okay. So that's what real covenant is. But we know that there are a lot of covenant breakers. And I believe that covenant gets broken because it gets entered into without information. The information that you need to collect on that person's character, the information that you need to collect on their capacity, the information that you need to connect on, you know, to know about how they connect, how they communicate. All of these things are things that you need to be gathering your data on to know, is this person going to work in your life, and are you going to work in theirs? Because, you know, love is a two-way street. It's not about what you're going to get. It's also about what you're going to give. But sometimes what you get affects what you're able to give. I'm just going to put it to you like that, okay? Because for every action, there's a reaction. And so if you get shut down emotionally because the other person doesn't have the capacity to push that button in you that opens up the floodgates of your heart to be able to give, you're in trouble. You both end up torturing one another. So we don't want that. We want people in our lives that we have made sound judgments on. Yes, I believe that we're good to go going forward in life. We've done all the work. We've done all the interviewing. We know each other as much as we can, because you will still have surprises in marriage. You can't totally know someone until you're really, really living with them. But the foundation should be there. You know, to build a house, sometimes you get a crack in the wall, but if the foundation is firm, you can fix that crack and keep decorating and living in that house for years to come. So it's important that the foundation be right. And I cover all this stuff in the Love You Masterclass, which, as I was telling you, is 12 weeks of curriculum with 6 master classes live with me for Q&A. It's on special now. I do have a payment plan as well. If you go to my website, you can find out more information about the class. I'm really excited about it. We're almost finished with the first semester, and people have been really blessed. And I've been seeing people blossom before my very eyes. And they were saying, where were you? I needed this information years ago. So don't, short yourself. Get the information you need. And you know what? This doesn't just apply to romantic relationships. It applies to all of your relationships. We simply don't know how to do relationships. So Max is saying, yes, we do need to know the other person, study them well to see we are compatible. A lot of times we just jump into a relationship because we're tired of being lonely, but it's a price when you do not study. Just spend some time together, get to know one another. You do not have to jump and marry them as soon as you meet. Action, yes, every action has a reaction. Yes, exactly right, Max. Natalie says it's about learning to deny self. It doesn't mean you have to lose you, but learning how to be selfless. And it's okay to build together, but yes, the foundation has to be there. Exactly. And so, we don't talk about these things practically enough. I find that, the saints over spiritualize, and those in the world just go on chemistry. And let me talk about chemistry for a minute. There's 3: dopamine, oxytocin, and serotonin. Oxytocin is the one that's released. Like we call it the love chemical. And it lasts for about a year. When you fall in love, it makes you feel high. It takes 20 years off your face. It feels amazing. You feel like you're floating. You feel like you're high. Nothing can bother you. And then you crash to the earth. Okay. It's a nice high for about a year. And then the chemical dissipates. And, scientists are still trying to figure out how to bottle it, sell it, and how to, revive it and restore it. I do have some tips on how to refresh it. But then there's serotonin, and there's a dopamine. Dopamine is it goes with happiness. It's external, and serotonin is inward joy. And Jesus has promised us a joy that the world can't take away. But if we place that joy on other people, it dissipates quickly. So it's very important for us to understand the chemical components of love and know that we can't slide on just that. We've got to have some knowledge. We got to be able to walk it out, staying committed to our commitment. And so that means there are going to be some days where you don't feel in love, but true love loves in spite of the chemistry of it all. Because it's based on commitment. It is a decision. It's not an emotion. Okay. So it is critical for us to understand the components of love, because a lot of people, when they don't know what love is, how love works, and what love costs, have a tendency to jump up and say, I'm not in love anymore. Well, that's because you never had a true knowledge of what love was. Okay. So we need to know these things and walk in these things. Okay. What advice do you have for someone who does not want to get married, but they would like to have a child and still honor God? Okay. If you want a child, you can foster a child. You can adopt a child. Okay. Getting pregnant, I would not recommend that, because the word tells us to avoid the appearance of evil. And there's somebody that's not going to believe that you did intro, in vitro or whatever you did. So there are many options for having children as a single woman who is not married and not having an intimate relationship. There's fostering, there's mentoring, there's adoption. There's so many babies waiting for someone to take them home. So that I totally encourage that. If you're not interested in getting married, but you want a child, there's a beautiful way to bless someone who is motherless. I believe that's the economy of God, that if we have the capacity to help a child that doesn't have parents, that we can do that. Everyone doesn't have to birth a baby out of their body. The spirit of motherhood is mothering whoever is available to be mothered, not necessarily birthing a child. There are a lot of people who have birthed children who are not mothers, who are not fathers. So that does not define you as a parent. It is a spirit. It is the spirit of giving to a child. Let me see. Thank you. Thank you so much for your comments. If this is blessing you, let me know. But I just want to say also, hi, Lori, how are you? How are you? I love you. Where are you in the world? So anyway, as I was saying, just a lot going on right now, but I just want you to get smart about love. That's why I've designed the Love You Masterclass. I find that we just kind of float on, and then wake up one day and we're miserable. And it does not have to be the case. Do you know that God created relationships because he wanted us to have pleasure? He wanted us to have a foretaste of our eternal relationship with him. He wanted us to model that relationship on earth and bring glory to the kingdom by showing people what relationship really looks like. And it's sad that so many people in church are messed up and don't have an understanding or a concept of what a godly relationship looks like. It is one filled with pleasure, peace, joy. It is a relationship that should empower you. I mean, think about it in the sense of when we come to the Lord, we get joy and peace, and we also get power. So these are components of a real relationship. The fruit of that relationship should empower you to be your best self. The fruit of that relationship should empower you to be better than when that person found you. If that's not happening, you've got to examine if that is a person that you need to be with. Okay, that person should be making you a better you. Your relationship with God should look better. Your relationship with yourself should be better. Your relationship with others should be better. That person should bring wisdom into your life, stability into your life. So you've got to call yourself to order and make a judgment call on How is this relationship affecting me? Is it causing me to question who I am? Is it questioning my value? And that's not the right relationship. You know, how do I feel? Do I feel supported in the things that I'm doing in life? You know, it says, be not unequally yoked. That yoke is about carrying similar burdens of similar weight, and you're balancing them between the two of you. Now, if somebody is weak and can't carry their end, then you're loaded down and you can't move forward, and perhaps the yoke gets broken, or what you're carrying is spilled on the ground and wasted. So that could be your gifts. That could be just how you live in your life. Are you yoked to someone that's helping you carry the things that you need to carry successfully? Well, I don't know. I'm on, let me see. Am I leaving anything out? Do I need to add anything? Oh, listen, we are doing a relationship talk on Saturday. So make sure that you're signed up for the MMH Hangout. It is going to be 2 hours of talking and Q&A, and I'll be teaching some more on there as well. Please join us for that. It's called the Relationship Talk. You can find it on Eventbrite, or go to, is the link on my website, Tega? Yeah, so you can go to my website, michellehammond.com, and register there. Natalie is saying she grew up in why can't I ever say that word? Toxic tea. Toxic. I can't say the word. And only know how to respond and handle things in a toxic way. Yes, thus had the same toxic friends and romantic relationships because that's all I knew. I had to literally detox with certain family and certain friends. Exactly. You know, our nurture becomes our nature. But guess what? We're able to transform ourselves. We are able to learn new principles, retool our mind, reset ourselves inwardly, and master our emotions. That's what it's all about, learning how to master those things that are not right. You know, it says, if any man be in Christ, he is a new creation. All things become old. All old things pass away and we become new. So know that it is able to change those. You are able to change those habits. You are able to be restored and have a renewed sense of what love looks like, and be able to love the way God designed love. So we talk about all these things, as I've said, in which you address cellular memory. No. She's asking, is there a book in which I address cellular memory? No, I've never heard that phrase. Are you sure it's the right phrase? But no, that would not be me. But I would suggest that you read Caroline Leaf's books. She has amazing books on how the brain works, how our mind works. She is a Christian South African psychologist, and her books are very rich and stuff like that. So I would recommend Caroline Leaf's books. I think she has one who did something to my brain. I can't remember the name of it right now, but she's on Amazon, so you can check there. Just put in Caroline Leaf. So what's someone saying? You don't have confidence in self, you're twice defeated in the race of life. Marcus Garvey. Exactly. But you know, people define us a lot. There's, you know, and we have to get God's definition of who we are, because people will gladly define us if we don't know who we are. You know, I love reading the word and seeing how Jesus handled himself in the face of defiance, in the face of people questioning his identity and his value. He was very secure in and of himself. He knew who he was. And he actually didn't care if somebody called him out his name. It just rolled off his back because he knew who he was. He knew who he was. He knew whose he was. And it behooves us to know. I love that, Ryan. It behooves us to know who we are and whose we are. Who. Okay? So this is critical, because if you don't know who you are and what you want, you will settle for anything. Others will end up defining you and giving you their interpretation of what your life should be like. And it will never set well with you, because it won't align with what God placed in your spirit that your life should look like. So it's very, very important for you to be connected to the source of your identity, and know who you are and whose you are and why you are here. I've actually been rereading the Purpose Driven Life and just getting fresh insights all over again. What an amazing book. Take the time to read it. You know, okay, what are you saying? Grateful that I saw you on a post from conference you did discussing. Okay. Yes, Caroline Leaf is phenomenal. Someone says they want their relationship to glorify God, be an example to women who've been watching, and they don't believe that God can do it. She's 4 years kept by God. Yes, God will keep you. Okay. If you live in your head or you live in media space that fluffs up your flesh, it will be hard to be kept. But if you submit your body to God, God can keep you and help you to live the way He's asked you to live. You see, God never asked us to do anything that He doesn't empower us to do. Remember that. So there's actually no excuse when we slip and when we do what He's told us not to do, because He gives us the grace to do whatever He's asked us to do. He's not an unfair God like that. So, hi, Keith. How are you? I tried to call you for your birthday. What happened? You didn't call me back. Anyway. So, my friends, I'm going to jump off for now because I have to prepare to sing at a church tonight. But I wanted to come on and encourage you. Do the work, people. Do the work that it takes to learn what it takes to have the right relationship, the relationship you've always dreamed of, the relationship that you're praying for. It doesn't happen by osmosis. The word says, "My people err for lack of knowledge," and that goes for relationships as well. School yourself. Check yourself before you wreck yourself, and then school yourself so that you know what you need to know. You need that Lamaze class for your relationship so that when certain things happen, you don't just bail, because a lot of times it can be fixed, but you don't know how to fix it because you haven't educated yourself on how love works. So make sure that you sign up for the masterclass. Invest in yourself. Let me ask you, how much do you spend at Starbucks every week? How much do you spend on your nails and your toenails? All this outward stuff and your stomach, but what about your heart? What about your spirit? It's time to invest in yourself and get the knowledge you need to be able to excel in the area of your life that you've been called and created for, which is relationship. Okay, we got too many messed up relationships and too many messed up relationships in the kingdom. Now we need to know how to do it better than everybody. And yeah, you won't have a lot of relationship talks in church because they're talking about other stuff, but I'm here to focus on love and relationships. So make sure that you sign up for the Love You Masterclass and join me for the Relation Talk this Saturday at the MMH Hangout. It's going to be the relationship conversation. You will want to be there. Get your friends to sign up, show up. Don't just sign up, show up. A lot of people sign up for relationships, but they don't show up for them. And the same thing happens on online courses. You sign up because registration is free, and then you don't show up. That's why I'm charging for the class, because hopefully then you will show up. Okay, because you've invested. It's time for you to invest in yourself. This is about you. This is about the rest of your life. This is about the love you've been wanting and the love you've been praying for, okay? Do the work so that you're in the position to receive. A lot of times I think that God is waiting to bless us. He's waiting until He knows we can handle the blessing. Someone just said it's sold out on Eventbrite for Saturday. It's not. It's not sold out. Refresh your page. It's not sold out. We increased the registration. So, because I think we've got about over 300 people registered so far. So we had to increase the registration. So you can go back in and sign up. All right. No, I don't know Jerry and Tanisha Flowers. Redefine TV. I probably don't get that where I am. I'm in Ghana. But anyway, invest in yourself. That is so right. Okay. So you can go onto my website to find out more information about the Love You Masterclass. I labored over this because I wanted to equip people, and it has been a blessing to those who have taken it this first semester. The new semester boots June 8th is the first day. It is a 12-week course. There are taped lessons, and then I do 6 live masterclass Q&A sessions with you. You'll have access to the Love You community. You'll have a workbook to work through your stuff that I'm teaching you. You'll have access to different other courses within there. We're going to have a movie night. It's going to be amazing. And there'll be some other free giveaways. So it is worth it. And actually, everybody's telling me that it's still too cheap, but I want people to be able to access it. So I'm not going to raise the price. I've done a discount. I am limiting the registration because I want it to be intimate and hands-on. So you need to get your seat before that's sold out, because that will sell out. I'm limiting that. So are they during the evening? Well, the course is anytime that you have time for it, because it's pre-taped, and the master class is in the evening. Yes. So, and even if you miss a master class, it will be taped and it will be in your curriculum. So either way, you get to do that whole class on your own time schedule. Let me see, what else can I tell you about the class? You're gonna love it. I just don't even know what to say. Everyone has had a praise report. I'm actually gonna post some of those, because the reports and the breakthroughs have been amazing. And it's amazing to me how many people didn't know some stuff. But I'm glad that I'm supplying them with information that's freeing them, liberating them, making them do the hard work that they need to do to prepare themselves for the right relationship. Yes, Natalie, you can do it anytime. So make sure that you click on the link in the bio if you're on IG to get that link for the class, or you can go to my website at michellehammond.com. Yeah, if you look through the chat, the link is there as well. michellehammond.com. It'll pop right up as soon as you go on the site, and you can get more information. So I'm signing off for now, but I hope that you'll join me on this most important course, or on Saturday for the relationship conversation. And I will see you again soon. Okay. Bye-bye.